Hi, how are
I,
you?
I'm fine, thank you. Thank you so much for doing this. Thank you so much. I know how
My
busy you
pleasure.
are. Thank you a lot. So
Yeah,
we're
my
just
pleasure.
yes, thank you. So we're just going to go right into the live video just straight
Hmm.
away. Thank you.
Okay.
So Angie, can you just tell us about yourself, how you got to Ireland and things like that? Hi guys, before we go into it, my name is Yetty and welcome to another episode of Yetty Splash. And today I have IG of Ireland, like I used to call her. Yeah, so she's based in Ireland and she's going to be telling us everything we need to know about relocating to Ireland, especially via the study route. So if you have any questions, please drop the questions and Angie will be here to answer it. Okay. Thank you, Angie. Please go on.
So I'll start by saying I'm a cybersecurity analyst
Okay.
currently working in Dublin, Ireland, and I came in as a student, and I think it's been 3 years.
Wow.
Yeah, 3 years. I think last week or so I clocked 3 years. So
Wow. So how has the journey been so far?
fine. To be honest, it's been good. It's been fine. Nothing extraordinary or out of the world or
Oh,
anything like that. So I'd say it's been a smooth journey. Thanks be to God, to be honest. So yeah.
yeah. So can you just tell us how the study route is like? Like how did you do it? How did you get and what did you even decide that you want to go to Ireland? What was the deciding factor?
That's
Why
a
Ireland?
very we'll be going way back. But I think I've always known that I wanted to further my education. I
Mm-hmm.
have a tech background. So at some point, I think I was working in Nigeria and I was just like, okay, it's time for me to move. And when I was moving, I wanted to move somewhere in the EU. So, of course, your major places that people go to were out of that list. I wanted to go somewhere in the EU and I wanted to go somewhere quiet. And I wanted to also go to somewhere that had like a very easy transition to PR and somewhere that was, I'd say, like a tech hub, so to say. So, yeah. And Ireland came up. I think down to Ireland and Germany. So Germany had like, I think my course was for like 2 years, and I was like, nah, I'm not going to be studying for 2 years. And so it was down to Ireland. And yeah, that's how I picked Ireland. And yeah, so you asked how did I don't know if you said the study route
Yes,
is
yes. So
as
how did
easy as just once you've decided, I usually tell people, like, decide what you want to study. Like, nobody should tell you what to study, but of course there are a number of factors that would influence um
decision?
that decision. Yes, exactly. I know now everybody's jackpine, everybody's running. So, but I always say be smart about it. Like, make sure that whatever course you're choosing to study would afford you to get a job after you finish your school. So, of course, it is just deciding on that course and then going out to search for what schools offer that course that you want to study or something close to the course that you want to study, and just making the application, keeping your fingers crossed, and just waiting for that email that will say, okay, oh, congrats on your application. We are offering you an offer on so program. So yeah, that's
So speaking of application, how many did you apply to at the time?
okay. I will not say follow what I did, but I applied to just two schools. That was NCI, National College of Ireland, which I ended up going to, and Griffith College. I actually got admission in both schools, but I wanted to school in Dublin. So, and of course, the course names were kind of different. One was, I think, network and information security, and the one in NCI was cybersecurity. I wanted it to be like on my profile, cybersecurity. They are all almost the same and one, but yeah.
You just wanted
So,
a
so
title.
yeah. So please put out as many applications as possible, and yeah, don't be like me that just put out applications to just two schools.
Okay, on application still. I know that for UK, the you don't have to pay admission fee for most schools,
Mhm.
application fee, I beg your pardon, for most
Mhm.
schools in the UK,
Mhm.
especially the Russell schools. That's the ones you pay application for, maybe like Oxford, um, London business schools, the
Mhm.
top ones that might not
Mm.
even end up selecting people. But like on an average, you really don't have to pay application fee, but you just put in your application. So how is that like in Ireland? Do you pay application fee? How many
Um.
universities are there and things like that?
Um. It varies, to be honest. Some schools would ask you to pay application fee, while some will not. So I'd say once you're doing your research, check. It's always there on their website if they require an application fee. So, but yeah, there are some schools that request for you to pay an application fee. For me, I didn't have to pay any application fee, and I've had a number of people that have come in to study, and for some years they had to pay, but for some no. So it
Okay,
just
so
varies.
that means
Yeah.
you can get schools in Ireland that you don't even have to pay
No, and no,
application fee.
yes. Yeah, you don't have to, yeah.
Oh, wow, that's great. Because most comment that I see are, I want to apply, but there's application fee. I want to apply, but so that means
Yeah,
if you did
some
your
some
research.
yeah, some will, but some don't require you
So
to
is it
pay.
like majority don't or majority do? Do you know? Do you have an idea?
I wouldn't be able to give, because to start off, I don't know how many universities or how many, and I've not visited every single school's website in Ireland, so I
But
cannot
you're
say that.
sure that
But
there are
I just know
schools in
that, yeah,
Ireland
there
that
are some. Yeah, I think, yeah, for National College of Ireland, I didn't pay an application fee, and I think I know someone that just put in an application for Griffith, if I'm correct, and they didn't pay an application fee. But
okay.
then there's also, I think, Letterkenny Institute of Technology. I think they had to pay, like, I think, was it 20 euros? So it just depends.
Okay, so
Yeah.
there are schools in Ireland that you don't require.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so what documents are we looking at when we want to put in an application to study in Ireland?
Um, so of course it's your general, the
Like,
documents. I don't think it's different from what you have in the UK. So it's basically, of course, your transcripts. Some would require you to write a statement of
content,
purpose.
like a personal
Yeah,
statement.
yeah, like a personal statement. Some will require, some wouldn't. Also for passport, I've seen a couple of schools that require you to upload your data page while doing the application for your school. Some don't. But yeah, the general ones are your CV, your transcripts, your certificates from school, references, of course. Some will require two references, some might require one. And yeah, so
Okay.
those are the general. I hope I'm not forgetting
Yeah,
something.
so just the general
Yeah,
document like in the UK where you have your
yeah.
CV, your personal statement, your transcript, your degree certificate,
Yes,
those are just the document that you
those
also
are the major ones.
reference letters as well, right?
Yeah.
Do you use
Hmm.
references too? So those are the general document that you use to make your application. So someone is asking, Antonio, I don't know what COA means now. It was just dropped in the comment
Sorry.
section.
Okay,
But
sorry. Could you read it out? I can't. I
yeah,
can't see
so
it.
the
I don't know
person
how
is
to.
saying, do you apply directly on the website or COA? I don't know what COA is. Maybe through
Okay, I
applicant.
think COA is it COA is the what is it called? I know it's an application office or office of application, something like that.
Okay.
So basically, yes, there are some schools that will require you to go through
Sorry,
that
you said CAO, not CA.
yeah, through CAO.
Okay.
I've forgotten what the C stands for, but I think it is application office,
Okay.
something application office. So basically, some schools will require you to go through that website, but for most part, I think is mostly people that do like adult education, or I don't know. There are just some conditions, but not necessarily for non-EU students. For non-EU students, yeah, somebody said a central application office. For non-EU students, I'd say please go directly to the website of the school, and
Yes.
then if it is stated there that you have to go through them, then go through them. But I have not seen it. Is usually majorly for people here, people that are doing like adult education, continuing education, and things like that. Yeah.
That apply through
But
CA.
please go directly,
So it's very
go directly to to the school's website. And before, like, something just came to my mind before I lose that line of thought. We on the immigration, I think it's called irishimmigration.ie, that website, there is a list there. So it is called the interim list of eligible programs. Now, usually, as a third level education provider in Ireland here, if you want to offer um, courses to non-EU applicants, you have to kind of get verified by that and be added to that list. So basically, if you're on that list, that means non-EU students can actually apply and come to your school. So if a particular school is not on that list, as a non-EU student, you cannot apply to that school or to that course. So basically, that list is a comprehensive list of all the schools and the courses they offer that a non-EU applicant can apply to. It is a comprehensive list.
Wow,
So I would say it should be,
your
yeah,
very
that should
first step.
be
Wow, yeah. Please
exactly.
mention the
That should
website
be.
again.
It is irishimmigration.ie, if I am not, yeah, irishimmigration.ie.
Wow,
And you can just Google interim list for eligible programs in Ireland. It is called ILEP. So that should be your first point of
yes,
call.
you
Go
have
there.
the list of all the
Yeah,
courses and all
yeah,
the wow. That's really
yeah,
that makes it easier. Thank you so much.
yeah.
I never knew that. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you. So that makes it easier. And someone is asking, how is the tuition fee like? Are there installment payment, deposit? You have to pay at once. What's tuition fee payment?
I think for Ireland, like when I was coming, and based on everybody that I know, like you have to pay your full tuition fee because they would require that when you're applying for your visa.
Full tuition, you
So
said.
yeah, full tuition is not the same as
Wow.
the UK. But then again, please, like I always say, this is from my own what I know. So but I've not heard. Maybe there are schools that do that, but I have not heard and I've not seen anybody that had to pay installmentally. In fact, when I was coming, I had to, like, yeah, you have to pay that full tuition fee.
Wow. How much are we looking at?
It ranges, to be honest. Like, because of this, I was trying to go on some of the school's websites and find out, like, my course was for it's 15K. You can
15,000 euro.
Yeah,
Wow.
15K, 14.5, like, so yeah. So just, I think you can still find some courses in some schools maybe around 12. And yeah, so you should be looking at from that. But I don't think you would find anything maybe 10K. I don't think so. I don't think so.
Wow. And you have to pay everything in full.
Yeah.
Wow. 15,000 euro is a lot.
15, not 50. Oh.
That's what I'm saying. 15,000
Oh,
euro is
okay.
a lot.
Okay.
That's
Yeah, it's
still
a lot.
about, give or take, 11,000 to 12,000 pounds. It's still
Yeah.
something. And
Yeah.
you have
Yeah.
to pay in full. That's still a
Yeah.
lot of money.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Okay, thank you so much for sharing that. So you're not sure if there's any installment plan, you just have to pay your tuition in full.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what. Yeah.
That's why you guys should key into the government of Ireland scholarship that is currently ongoing.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you're
Mm-hmm.
not going to be paying tuition and then they're giving you 10,000 euros as well, like
Mm-hmm.
as stipend to just maintain yourself. And that person is asking that, is this 15K for the whole program or is just for 1 year? I think
No,
she
it's
said,
just 15K is for like your MSc. MSc is usually 1 year, so yeah, it's just for 1 year. It's just your tuition fee, nothing like accommodation or anything there. It's your
wow,
tuition fee for 1 year. Yeah.
that's a lot, to be honest. It's not a lot if you're paying instrumental, at least you know that.
Yeah,
Speaking
there's a
of
plan.
instrumental, what's the working condition like there for international students? Are you allowed to work or you're not allowed to work?
Yeah, you are allowed to work. I think it's the same with the UK as well. Like, you get, correct me if I'm wrong, you get 20 hours per week to work part
Mm-hmm.
time. So yeah,
Yes, when the time
it's
is.
the same here in Ireland. And
When the school is in
during this,
session, you get 20 hours. When school is
yeah,
not in
20
session, then
hours.
you
Once,
work.
yeah, you get 40 hours, yeah,
They didn't cap it here in the UK. You can work as much as you like. One school is not.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So it's 20 during school session and 40.
So you can't exceed
When
40 once school is not.
nah, yo, do you want you want them to come and bundle you?
Wow, wow, wow. That's nice. UK just said work full time during. So that full time was never really specified. And I know, well, speaking of my own experience, when school was not in session, there was a time I worked up to 70 hours and I still got my post study work visa. When you're
Okay.
looking for money and you want to pay your tuition balance, you work. So
Yeah,
for the
I get.
UK,
Yeah,
there's no cap. But once school is in session, please do not go over your 20 hours because it can
yeah,
come back to like when it's time for you to apply for your
definitely.
post study work visa. And then, so someone is also asking, is there age barrier?
I don't think so. Nah, I don't think so.
Anyone
The
can.
only thing is, make sure that when you're applying for school, you can account for certain gaps, for certain education gaps in your profile, in your CV or whatever. Like, don't make it seem as you were doing nothing.
Okay.
Okay, don't make it seem as if you were doing nothing. Like, you can be 40, but what did you do during all those years? Were you doing, so you can, you can do like that you were doing like online courses,
Yeah, like
things like
explain your
that. Yeah,
study gap. Even for the UK
exactly.
as well, for some schools, once you have more than 3 years study gaps, they start asking what were you doing, because they really need to identify that you can come and actually study.
Yeah,
You have what
yeah.
it takes to study, not like you've forgotten about education and you're just using
Mm-hmm.
it as
Mm-hmm.
a means to just jackpot or something.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
great as well. That's
yeah.
really nice.
Mm-hmm.
So now let's move on to dependent visa. What do you have to say about that in the island? Can you come with? This
If
is
you're
another.
coming here for your master's, undergrad, no, you cannot bring your spouse or your child or a dependent here. The only, I think you can during, not I think, if you're coming for your PhD, you can, but master's, undergrad, nah, you can't.
What? Did I hear you correctly? Or maybe it's from Ireland, UK is borrowing this new law that they might try to put in place that you have to come when you're doing a research program.
It has always been like this. I think that's why most people run to UK. I think that's one thing that,
Of course,
yes,
that's if
when
I'm
people,
paying you
yeah, when people
15,000 and
hear,
I'm married, I can't come with my children and kids. Kilo
nah,
to
you
you.
can't,
I can
oh,
as well, at least
they
there are
can
still some
come
schools in
visit you
UK that will
and go
take
back.
10K and I'll still come with my family.
Yeah, they can come visit you and go back, but nah, they can't just move here and say, oh, they are
I'm
getting
on
their
a dependent
visa.
visa.
No.
Oh wow, this is a shocker, like
Yeah.
a
But
huge. I used to be a
don't
fan of
let it
Ireland,
discourage
but with
you.
this,
Like,
I know now I know why a lot of people are not making noise about the
yeah,
island.
but don't let it discourage you. It's just a matter of time, and then you can bring
See,
your
let me
spouse.
tell you the honest truth.
Mm-hmm,
Except you're like single, like some of us are not married, then you will
mm-hmm,
feel like Ireland is an option. But if you're married,
mm-hmm.
it will be so hard for you to choose island,
Yeah, yeah.
especially coming to now. There are two things when you're applying for masters. There are those
Mm-hmm,
that come to apply for masters because they really want an international master's degree and ultimately want to go back home, but there are those which constitute 70%, if I may say,
mm-hmm.
that are using this as an avenue to migrate, to move to a new
Yeah.
country and settle. So if
Mm-hmm,
you're married with kids,
yeah.
you might not really. That means you can't come in with your family till the end of the
No.
program. And
Yeah.
can they come in once they are done with their program as well?
Yeah. So usually, if you are on a critical skill work visa, you can
Wow.
then bring in your spouse, and then they would give that spouse a stamp, sorry, in, like, I don't know what it's called, but they would give your spouse a stamp where they can find work here and apply for jobs full time.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so
And
that's why I said
can they work full time?
it's just a matter of time. Like,
Can they
it's just
work full time?
yeah,
Your spouse once they are in. Okay. So it's
they can
if you're on
full
that
time. Yeah,
critical work visa is like a work visa basically, right?
yeah, it's an
So if you're on a
employment
work
permit.
visa, you can
Yeah, then, yeah.
bring in your children and your
I
family.
don't know about children, but that, I think so. I can't. I don't know, but your spouse definitely. But I think if your spouse is coming, like, I'm not sure.
But you can come with your spouse, at least if you're on a work visa.
Yeah,
So now,
yeah.
what's the plan for international student after studies in Ireland? Is there a post-study work visa, or what are they expected to be?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So immediately you finish and your results have come out and you have no receipts or anything, usually your school will give you a letter to clear you that you're good, you studied here, you've completed your program. So it is with that letter that you then put in an application, and in Ireland you get your 2 years post-study work visa. So yeah, and you can use so usually there's this thing in Ireland, every year you have to renew, but it is like you can every 12 months. But yeah, as a student here, once you finish, you can avail yourself of that 2 years post study work visa. So let me use myself as an example
Yes.
now. So when I finished, I think a couple of months later, um yeah, so immediately you finish, I was on the stamp 1G. So stamp 1G is what we call the post study work visa. So I didn't have to even use up the first year of that stamp 1G. I got sponsorship for my critical
Wow.
skill work visa, so I just moved. Now for me it was about a couple of months, I think 4 months or thereabout. For some people, immediately after school they get that work sponsorship. So some people
Wow.
don't even need to stay on that post study work visa.
Visa.
Some people get their jobs while they are writing their thesis.
Wow.
So it depends. So you can quickly switch to, you don't even have to use the 2 years or
Wow.
whatever.
But
So
I
yeah.
know for the UK that switch is possible, but it's not so easy. Like, it's a pool. Every
Yeah. That's
saying
where
that
Ireland,
in
yeah.
Ireland is not that difficult. Is that the vibes I'm
Okay, let
getting?
me not like, okay, I like, of course there are people that would find it difficult, but to be
Oh,
honest, I would say more than 50%. More than 50%, to be honest,
yeah.
because almost like, at least my friends that I went to school with, and it was even the pandemic, so of course that was a little bit harder, but
Yeah, at that
well,
point.
to be honest, like I think within the first year, most of my friends, most of the people we went to school with were already settled in their
And then
jobs.
it's
They
kind
had,
of
yeah,
visa.
they had their sponsorship.
Yeah.
Ireland is booming now. Like a lot of companies are moving their headquarters or have their headquarters. Most of your multinationals, of course, considering Brexit and all of that, Ireland is I don't know, I might be wrong here, but I think Ireland is the only English speaking EU country now, like fully English speaking. So most of these companies are moving their EU headquarters here in Ireland. So Ireland is now like a tech hub. So most of these multinational companies that you have their head offices here in Ireland. So there are a lot of
So
jobs.
it's
Let
not
nobody
so
deceive you.
super competitive to get sponsor job in Ireland. Emphasis on super competitive. Not like it's not competitive, but you can't say it's like
I think it is, but if you know what you're doing, to be honest, like I think you would. It's not as choked as as
I
the
like the word
UK, to
choked,
be
because
honest.
in the
Yeah, it's
UK
not.
it
It's
is
it's
choked
it's not. It's
getting a
not
sponsor
as
job.
choked. It is not as choked, to be honest. Yeah.
Wow, that's really great. Thank you so much for sharing. So we've
Yeah.
talked about so now what's pathway to residency like in Ireland? Do you know?
So it is after 2 years on your critical skill, you can apply for your we call it stamp 4 here. So you can apply for your stamp 4, which is like your PR. And the thing is, on your 21st month, you can apply for that. So it's as simple, it's straightforward. It's not, I think for you guys like 5 years or so
Now you see that
on
I'm
your.
shocked. Like, I'm still trying to process the
Yeah,
2 years.
yeah, yeah. So once you're on your critical skill, it's just 2 years, and that 2 years is even on the 21st month you can put in your application.
From the
So
so meaning you don't even have to spend all the whole 24 months.
yeah,
21st you put in your
yeah,
application.
yeah. So I don't know why you guys are dulling.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
another thing to consider. Like, if I mean
yeah,
pathway to PR is, if you can get it
yeah.
quickly there, why not?
It's
If not,
it's pretty straightforward. So that's why you see some people come in, and then if you're lucky enough, you get your job like immediately after
And
school,
then bring
maybe
your
6
family. Now I
months.
see why it's before
So
I said it
it's
was not an
it's
option.
just a matter of
Then now
time.
it's an
Do you get?
option for people with family, because if you can just stay that one, I mean,
Do
that's
you get?
in
You're
3 years
yeah.
you're wow,
You're
that's
home and
really nice.
dry. Exactly. Like you're
In three
good.
years you're settled, and while you're still here struggling in the UK as to settlement,
Do you
it's
get? So, and my dear,
wow.
by then, like before you know it, you can apply for your citizenship, and the
Wow.
world is open unto you. The
Wow.
UK that you wanted to go is open unto you. So
Honestly, yes, because once you have that,
yeah,
access
you
to
can
the UK
go,
will no
yeah,
longer
work,
be
live in
if
the
you want
UK
to.
without any
Wow. So,
yeah.
what's the living expenses like in Ireland? Is it expensive to live in? Is it? I know you're in Dublin. Capitals are usually more expensive, but what's it like?
One thing, rent. Oh my gosh, I
I
think
think
that is
that's a
the
general EU problem now.
but I think Ireland, or should I say Dublin,
Mm-hmm.
like it is very, very, it's not it's not it's not a child's play. Rent, even rent and finding accommodation
Accommodation.
is one big thing, and then the amount that you have to pay for that accommodation. So that one like takes a big chunk of your
Give
money.
us a figure on an average. 1 room, 2 room,
I'd
shared
say if you
apartment.
want like a double room en suite, you can start budgeting from 750.
Wow.
Yeah,
Not bad.
750. So, and that is even okay.
Like not the
But
like
yeah, maybe
luxurious kind of
maybe on
apartment.
all the ads that you see, maybe it's just two that you see that is within that range. But
Wow.
yeah, so
I think
and it's hard
accommodation
to
in
find.
EU is now like gold, because every time and it's so funny because you pay per month. So I keep wondering like, wait, who came up with this law of paying house rent here per month? Like, why is this so
Yeah.
expensive? Is your land made with gold? Like,
Yo,
no, house
see,
rent is
that
just
question
killing in Europe.
I don't know, to be honest. That is a very
So, but
yeah,
what's
but
then the
then
wage like? Like what you get, what you earn, generally speaking? What's like the minimum wage? At least in UK, we know that if you're in like places like London and things like that, I think it's £10 or £9 or £11 per hour or something like that. So just give us a rough figure, because I'm not even too sure
I
about it.
think I think minimum wage is about 1150.
Euro. Oh,
Yeah,
that's good. That's
yeah,
similar to the UK. That's
yeah,
not bad. And then if you get like proper good job, you get to earn more than
yeah,
that per hour.
yeah.
And that's not bad. People will survive on that. It's something.
No, like you definitely like I tell people like it's just the way you plan yourself and then you manage your resources. To be honest, like you would be comfortable. You would be comfortable. Yeah.
Oh wow. Guys, keep dropping your question, please. Someone is saying that UK is the best option, so I will work towards PR in Ireland. So you now use
What does that
wow,
mean?
you're such a user. You want to use Ireland to now
Do
come
you get you want to use Ireland and then move to the
and then come
UK?
into the to be
Like
honest, I've
whatever
not been to
rocks.
Ireland.
Yeah,
Oh,
whatever
speaking
rocks
of
your
I've not
boat.
been to Ireland, you did mention to me that you were in the UK. So I think this is the best time to discuss this. You were in the
Yeah,
UK and then you packed your things and moved to Ireland. So what
yeah,
happened? Why
yeah,
did you go
yeah.
from UK to Ireland?
I don't know. It was not just for me, to be honest. Like
And
at that point, like of course, like you're aware of how they just wake up every day and just decide to change policies and things like that. That was a very big pain point for me. Secondly, I wanted somewhere quiet. So yeah, somewhere
second
quiet,
what was the second point?
somewhere. Sorry,
You said
I said
second.
I wanted somewhere quiet, and considering I
I
wanted
think it's
some.
quiet if you're not in London. I don't think
Okay,
I
maybe because I lived in London at the
yeah,
time.
if you're
So
out
yeah,
of
maybe
London, trust me.
so I
I
wanted.
have had to live in like London and Essex. Uh,
Oh, okay,
and
that's cool.
Essex is still like even still close to the city if you ask me. So UK is quiet in my opinion. If you're in London, then it's not quiet. London
Yeah,
is the life.
I think majorly the policies. Of course, I wanted somewhere quiet. I wanted somewhere that easy transition to PR and citizenship. And I don't know, there was just something about Ireland. Like even now, I I see how the government cares for the people. And I say this, please, oh, don't come on, because Irish citizens can come and be saying another different thing. But for me, like, even in the, like, there's little things that we benefit that, in other countries, like, they don't care. Like, but yeah, I see those things, and yeah, the conditions are just suitable, like, to be honest, for someone that is looking to relocate. I don't know. I can't see you. Am I okay? Yeah.
Yeah, I can see. So
Oh,
someone
okay.
is asking that aside from your master, do you have to do like additional certification to find a full-time job?
No, no, you don't have to. Of course, certifications help you stand out,
Can
but
you
it
see
is
me now?
not.
Because even on my screen, I'm frozen. I don't know why.
Are you serious? No, I can't see you.
Why am I frozen on my own screen? But you can hear me, right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Why am I frozen? Wow, I don't know. Okay, then let's just go on because I don't want to.
Yeah. So
Don't.
I said, of course, like, certifications help you stand out. Like, even
Mhm.
when you get your job, you would still need certifications to improve yourself, to stand out, to get that promotion and all of that. But it is not a prerequisite to getting a job or anything. So yeah.
Oh, okay. Wow. That's good. Okay, another very important question is do they accept HND for masters or someone needs to do a pre-masters first? So what do you think? Is there
They
opportunity
would
for
they
HND
would
holders in
yeah,
Ireland?
so now I'll refer, like, it would state categorically when you're applying for that course if they accept that. If they don't, then they
Yeah, they
don't. But
do.
if they do, they will tell you, because they usually tell you the minimum. They will tell you, oh, BSc or whatever. They would
Mhm.
state it on that
So
particular
any
course that you're
opportunity for
applying.
HND holders, third class holders in Ireland in your own little research or experience?
Yeah, yeah, like, it depends. I know that I know of someone that had a third class and came in to study. Like, this is like a close friend of mine. I'm sure, please, I hope. Anyway, I'm not mentioning the
Of
person's name,
course,
but
of
yeah,
course.
third class, and he came in here to do his masters. Great guy and good students. Like,
So
sometimes
do you
our
have to do a
Nigerian, our
pre-masters?
Nigerian education system is very,
Great.
yeah.
Do you have to do like
So
a pre-masters?
I've not heard of anybody doing any pre-masters. No.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So you just once you just have a third class or HND, you can just get
Once
direct.
you have a third class, like,
Yeah.
I think what made the guy stand out is because, like, even when he was in Nigeria, he had done some online courses, he had done
Mhm.
some certification.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
even though
That
he had
is
a third
great.
class,
Yeah.
yeah, he had done some things to improve himself, and the school gave him, like, the admission. So um have something that, would make the school, like, okay, yeah, like, they have a third class, but yeah, they're good, they're improving themselves, they have certain qualifications. So don't let your third class to stop you. Like, it is
Wow.
not. And I always tell people, like, you have nothing to lose by putting out an application. Put out the
True.
application and let them tell you no first before you be the
Sabotage
judge
yourself.
and everything
Yeah.
for yourself. It
Yeah.
doesn't, like, put that, like, these people are always available for you. It's not like Nigeria that you probably send an email. I know sometimes it might take time, but they have phone numbers there, they have email addresses. Send them an email. This is my condition. Like, talk to them, like, what do I have a chance here, or blah 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 blah. Call them up. Like, don't be scared, like, to reach out to these schools or to these people. Like, they are, like, at least based on my experience, like,
Mm-hmm.
they would answer you. It might take
Okay.
a bit of
So
time,
what
but yeah.
about postgraduate diploma? Is there opportunity to study that as well?
Yeah, they do. Yeah. Once you check that site, see everything that is on there, you can apply. So yes, you can apply for a postgraduate diploma, definitely. Yeah.
Okay. Somebody is also asking that what kind of jobs are available for student part-time jobs for students when you come in?
Um, you can do the common healthcare. You
Oh
can
yeah.
do
Ireland
yeah,
has healthcare as well.
yeah, a lot. Like, in fact, like, I think last year they came out with something that they were actually looking for people outside
Yeah. They
Ireland to
now
actually come
they
in.
have
Yeah.
yes to support
So
people from
yeah, yeah,
outside.
healthcare.
Yeah.
Yeah. So healthcare, yeah, you can work in warehouses. You can work in, like, retail. You can work in, like, retail. You can work in, like, hospitals. 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 You can work You can work in there's this like in a food packaging kind of company where you go pick fruits and package and all of
Mhm,
that.
mhm,
You can, I've heard people do like cleaning jobs. They've worked in laundromats, laundry companies.
mhm.
Um, People have done kitchen porters, like, yeah. People have worked in restaurants, so it's endless, to be honest. You can work
Just like
in,
UK, you
yeah,
can
in the
still
retail,
be
yeah,
normal.
you can work in the retail stores.
Mhm.
Anything, to be honest, part-time you can do. Yeah.
Yeah, as long as you're earning 20 hours. Okay,
You
this was Enela is asking that I applied to school today and I could not submit my application because they were asking for application fee. Does that apply to all schools? She has said this earlier. I
no,
think you missed that
yeah,
part. Not
yeah.
all schools in the island request for application fee. She also mentioned the schools she applied to and got their admission and she paid no application fee. Please just tell them the name of the schools again. Your own university.
Try National College of Ireland,
National College of Ireland.
Griffith College, yeah. I don't think they take application fees.
Yeah, so it's not.
Try Dublin Business School as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just search on their website. Like once you go to that website that I told you that has all the list, filter down. You can search based on your course, and then whatever schools come up, visit their website and see if they ask for an application fee, and then make your applications to the schools that you want. But if you're really, really sure you have all your requirements, you meet all their requirements, then you can as well pay for the application fee.
Yeah, and just keep your finger crossed that they will
Yeah.
definitely give you the admission.
Yeah.
Wow, it's been a lovely chat with you, Angela. Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah.
Thank you so, guys. This is the time to ask the final question. Okay, what's the visa process like? True, we never spoke about the visa process. Do we need to write English test? So,
Mm-hmm.
what's visa process like? What's the in UK? It's almost like guaranteed once you have your car. So,
For yeah, for Ireland, it's just taking your documents and going to the embassy. There's nothing like CAS or anything like that. Once you get your admission, of course, you have to pay for your fees. So of course you have to provide proof that you've paid for your tuition fee.
and is
You
there
have
proof of fund as well?
Yes, definitely. Like you have to, like if you're being sponsored by your parents or by anyone, they have to provide their statement of account, and of course write a letter introducing you. This person is my son, or this person is my whatever, like I'm sponsoring them. You have to have like medical insurance. When I was coming, I think I used Study Protect, but I'm sure there are others. Yeah, you have to have your own personal account statement. You have to provide that as well, and you have to explain if there are any big transactions like millions and all of that. You have to explain what those transactions were for. People always come up with things like, oh, I sold my car, I sold my father's land. Yeah. So yeah, and then of course you have to write your English test. You can
Oh,
I wrote
wow.
IELTS. People do write PT. Those are I've heard that PT is easier. I don't know how true that is, but yeah. So
So you can write IELTS or PT. So it's
yeah.
compulsory for you to write the English language test when making your
Definitely.
visa
Yeah,
application.
definitely. You have to write when you're applying for your visa.
Oh,
For application to the school, it is not, because as Nigerians, our first language is English. So they don't, for
really?
most schools, they don't, yeah, they don't require that
But
for
then
the
that's
application.
nonsense. Like if the school is not requesting and embassy is request, at the end of the day, you still write it. Because
Do you
ultimately
get
the embassy
so
is the one that
so
matters.
those
You need them to approve your
yeah,
visa.
yeah, but some people don't want to go right and then apply and then not get, or so I don't know how people, like I don't know, but yeah, so some, like, they don't ask when you're applying. Like for me, it was when I was going to submit my visa application, like I think a few weeks before then, when I had my admission in my hand and I was sure that okay, I'm going, that was when I went to write my IELTS.
IELTS.
So some people are usually that like that. So yeah.
Oh, Wow, great. Someone is saying that for the island scholarship, aside from your admission, what do you need? I think admission is ultimately what you need. Once you have an island, an admission from a school in Ireland, then you just have to put in your application, of course, a good personal statement as well as to why
Exactly.
they should consider you for the scholarship and not someone else. So if that is
Yeah.
all good, then you should be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, thank you so much, guys, for tuning Angela, I cannot thank you enough for finding out time to do
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
I
No, my
really, from the
pleasure.
bottom of my
Yeah.
heart, appreciate this. Thank you so much. I hope
You're
we get to
welcome.
do
You're
this,
welcome.
another time as well to just talk about
Sure.
Ireland.
Sure.
And
Sure.
at least I might never move to Ireland because I think I like it in the
But you
UK.
can like, don't
But
worry, I'll come
it's
and
somewhere I
disturb you
would
in that
love to
UK.
visit. With the way you mentioned, let me even go to Dublin and
Yeah,
see
you
how it's
should. You
like. I'm
should.
sure it's
Yeah,
beautiful in
it's
Dublin and
lovely
things like
here.
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Angela's Andu. If you check my Instagram page, I tagged that is Angie.aldu, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So,
And I
and
have a
this is our
YouTube
YouTube.
channel as
This is our
well.
YouTube channel that she's
Yeah.
live with our YouTube channel. So you can just
Yeah.
check her straight away now. She's live
Thank
on
you
our
for that.
YouTube channel as well.
Thank
So you
you
can
for
check it.
that.
She has everything island related, even a more detailed. This is like a chit chat. She has more detailed videos on how to put in your application, like step by step as well.
Hmm.
So you can just go there to watch the videos, educate yourself. I please from what she has said. And in fact, the ultimate goal is permanent residency, guys. If I'd known, maybe I would have gone to Ireland in the first place. Because in 2 years, I'll be settled. Why not? Here in the UK, you don't
Yeah.
even know. We're just like waiting until Jesus. Hopefully that
Use
someday,
us. Use us. Use us.
hopefully that one day
Use
they'll wake
us.
up and then change it to 2 years as well. But it's still like, and you have to be so for wait, my final question before we end this live, is it that what's if you're now on the student route, is there any other pathway to immigration for you? Let me explain what I mean. Like in the UK, if you're on the student route,
Mhm.
it
Mhm.
counts towards the 10 years route for you to get your ILR. That's long living in the UK route. Like if
Mhm.
you're in the UK for 10 years legitimately, then you can apply for indefinite leave to remain even if you're not on a work visa. So is there something like that in Ireland as well?
Um, if I get you correctly, you're asking if your student visa counts towards
Yes, your
citizenship,
PR.
or
Yes.
so the only condition for stamp 4, which is PR, is 2 years on critical skill work visa.
Wow.
Now, critical skill work visa, of course, is that your role or the job that you have is on the critical skill list. Now, there's another visa, another employment permit, that is the general employment permit. Now, that one you have to stay 5 years on that. So all those other courses that are not on critical skill, 5 years before you get your PR, which is the stamp 4. Now, for citizenship, your from your post study it counts. From your post study, when you start working, it counts. And I think the condition for that, for you to have is 5 years. You have to have been working in Ireland and paying taxes and all of that, 5 years. So technically, if you have your 2 years, you worked 2 years on your post study, 2 years on your critical skill, and then you're on stamp 4, you would just have to stay 1 year on that stamp 4, and then you can put in an application for, at least based on that condition, 5 years.
Wow. So if I even get you correctly now, there's the critical list. These are like this is what is akin to what we call shortage of occupation list in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
Yeah.
like a list of where they really, really need people to work. So if your
Yes.
job is on that list, then you get
Mhm.
2 years. But if your job is like general employment, not on the critical list, then it's 5 years.
Yeah, you have to stay
Wow,
five
that's
years
nice.
before you can. Yeah.
The UK should copy this one. At least people on the shortage occupation list, they should stay 2 years. And but the danger of that is that, especially for carers, if it's 2 years, I feel like none of them will become a carer after they have their ILR because they will just leave it and then move elsewhere. So maybe that's why they make it 5 years so that people get to serve the country longer before
Oh,
benefiting.
okay. Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Wow.
maybe.
Anyway,
Maybe.
thank you so much, Angie. It's really great
Oh.
chatting with you. Thank you to everyone that tuned in live. I hope now you have a clearer understanding of Ireland like I do, because now I understand it better. Someone said you join late. Can I have a summary? Sweetheart, you have to. I'm so sorry. You have to watch again. That's why we are doing it on YouTube so that it's here permanently for you
Yeah.
to watch. But let me help you with a summary. She's here to talk about Ireland, and she told us beautiful things about Ireland. the application process. Not all schools require application fee. Some school might require application fee. Once you put in your application, you get your admission, then you can apply for your visa, but you need your IELTS to apply for visa. So it's not compulsory for admission, but it is compulsory for visa. And as you also talked about, the work visa, the critical visa as well. So the best way for you is to just watch this video all over again to get the gist of everything she has said. Thank you so much, Angie, for your time. I said
Thank
30 minutes
you.
and this is almost going into 1 hour.
Yeah.
Wow. It's really lovely, lovely seeing your face, meeting
Same
you in
here.
person, chatting with
Yeah.
you. You're a beautiful soul and I really appreciate that. Thank you
You
so much. I
too.
can't wait to chat with you about Ireland next time. So,
Definitely. Yeah.
guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and I'm sure that she answered all your questions 100% in this video. Like I always say, what we can do is to give you the information, then it's on you. The onus is on you to further research. At least now you know about Ireland. Now you know that the admission process is not as difficult as you might
Mm-hmm.
think it is. Now you know that there are schools that don't accept application fee. So if application fee was a blocking stone for you, then that should not be an option. Now
Yeah.
you know that you can find a comprehensive list of all the schools and the courses they offer. Now you know that there's even critical visa, critical, what do you call it, Angela? Your visa.
Yeah. Critical skills employment permit. Yeah.
Yeah, so now you know all these things. It's left for you to now, if you want to find out more, please line and further research. Or if Angela will allow you to send her a message to like,
Yeah, do feel free,
yeah.
please. Like my
So
Instagram, my YouTube, feel free
yes.
send me a
So as
message.
Angela, anything island, please direct it straight to Angela. She'll be able to. I'm still trying to, wrap around the UK. Let me master this one first before I
Yeah.
join Island. So it's best to talk to someone that is already in the system. She understands the process. If you have anything, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. I feel like before you even send her any message, watch all our videos, because that way I
Yeah.
like when people come and ask me structured message like, oh, what is it? But when you say
Yeah.
I want to relocate, how do I start? And I'm like, I
Yeah.
have over how many videos on YouTube. Which one have you watched? Like, at least it gives you clarity to know where you want to start. But you can't just
Yeah.
message me and say you want to relocate. Where do you start? Like,
Mm-hmm.
start by watching the videos or Google or something. Then come and ask me that. Oh, if I want to make an application, what? That's a structured question.
Yeah.
I can help you out. But if you don't have any structured question, and I also work 9 to 5, I can't spend my whole day explaining everything I've
Yeah.
known. That's why these videos are there for you to come back
Mm-hmm.
at your own leisure time as well. Watch it and then
Yeah.
sometimes even if you watch this video, you might not need to message. All you need is just to go on Google and then do further research and put in your
Yeah.
application. So it's as easy as that. Thank you, Angie. I don't feel like leaving this live, but we have to close
Oh.
it one way or the other. I really appreciate it. So, any final words for my audience? Maybe tell them why you chose Ireland or why they should consider choosing Ireland as well.
It's lovely here, to be honest. And as I have said, the path to PR, to citizenship, is quite straightforward. It is stressless. Ireland is a tech hub now. It is opening up to a lot of
Yeah,
companies.
speaking of that, that means if
Yeah.
you're like into tech, just focus on Ireland. The way you've been mentioning.
Yeah, tech, finance, business analyst, yeah, like you're welcome here. It's not just tech. It's not just tech. Finance too is a very healthcare as well. So yeah.
All right. Thank you so much. Like she said, it's lovely in Ireland. I can't wait to say hello to you once I get to Dublin one of these
Yeah,
days. Don't
definitely.
worry.
Yeah.
Thank you so much,
All
Angie,
right.
baby. I really, really, really appreciate it. Do they do work placement for MSc in Ireland? Can you answer that final question?
So okay, I'll just use myself quickly as an example. So the
Yeah.
course I came in, and that was one of the reasons why I chose NCI. They usually have these instead of writing thesis, you get to do an internship. But it is not the school can go as far as presenting you with those opportunities, and they usually have companies that come and ask. But of course, you will do an interview. Companies don't just come and just pick just anybody.
Okay.
You will do an interview, and if you're good, then they would take you in. Like for me, COVID and everything, so the opportunities were not that available. But yes, there was someone in my class that was able to get in and do an internship with the company. So instead of writing that thesis, their thesis, so to say, was the placement. So of course, the school cannot just say you go here and work. by like automatically. Yes, they will tell you, okay, there's this opening, these are the companies. They would probably send your CVs to them. Yeah, so like my school, they had like they requested for some of our CVs, and then they sent it to these companies, and then the company might reach out to you and say, okay, we would like to interview you, this person.
Oh, that's
So
nice.
everything at the end of the day depends on how you
Pass your interview.
yeah, yeah.
I know why the person is asking, because in UK you can pay for placement here, and the school has the onus to look for a place for you to stay.
Oh, okay.
Everything in UK is about money. You pay extra years. So it's usually masters with placement. Once you have your placement here and you paid almost the same as your tuition fee for it, they will
Are you
definitely get you.
serious?
Yes, they will definitely get you somewhere to stay. And most
Oh, okay.
people that come in, with placement here, they have a better advantage because they know how the UK job market works, and they
Yeah,
can then,
yeah,
some of them are even lucky enough that where they have license to sponsor, so they just do very well and they retain
yeah,
them. So that's why the person must be asking.
yeah,
This
yeah.
opportunity like that's good to know as well. Thank you so much, Angie. Thank you so much, guys. So we'll tune in again. This is still your girl Yettysplash, and this is Angie of Ireland, live and direct. Thank you so much. Have a
Thanks.
fantastic evening. Thank
You
you.
too. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.